I'm recruiting a new team.
Robin Hood needs his band of merry men, right?
Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. So big news, Arrow 100th episode, Deathstroke is going to be making an appearance. So this is going to be a breakdown of what's going on. So they make the Robin Hood joke. You got to make the Robin Hood joke every once in a while. But this just highlights the new team. This is Ragman. This is Wild Dog. This is Artemis. So like some of these characters we've seen before, like we know Mr. Terrific, we've seen him before. We knew he was always going to become Mr. Terrific eventually, but now they're just getting closer to their comic book selves. Like Mr. Terrific is actually going to be wearing the face paint, like the Mr. Terrific face paint. Like they all have some form of camo, either they wear a mask or they use guy liner or, like whatever it is to hide their face just a little bit. Mr. Terrific's face paint will just mimic his comic book costume. So it'll be fun to see how they explain him choosing to do that, because normally someone would just, they would just wear a mask and that'd be it. But clearly something inspires him to make the choice to like completely paint a T over his face. So it'll be fun. But the real big news is all this 100th episode teaser stuff that Stephen Amell has been dropping. So he's just been randomly posting pictures from behind the scenes for the past couple of days. Just like every once in a while, he'll just roll something out like, hey look, here's a guest star, here's Katie Lotz, gang's all here. Of course, it's the big 4-night crossover, so there'll be characters from the other shows as well as deep cuts because it's Arrow's 100th episode.
Sometimes I think to myself, I should just go to Starbucks like this. Order an almond milk latte.
So the thing that everybody is going crazy over, though, is this Deathstroke picture that he posted. Now, I don't know if it's Manu or if it's just an actor wearing the costume or how they're going to explain it, but they wouldn't do this if Deathstroke were not in the episode. So he's in there somewhere. There will probably be some sort of battle, but if you remember in previous seasons, so you have like season 2 Deathstroke, full-on Manu Bennett Deathstroke, beating the shit out of Team Arrow at every turn. Then you have the hallucination version of Deathstroke that we saw during season 4, where he went into the cave, he had this vision of darkness inside him. It was more of a metaphorical version of Deathstroke, like he was seeing all the darkness inside him work itself out. So given that this is the 100th episode, and there's some sort of twist that's going to bring back Robert Queen as well as Laurel, we don't know if they're going to Earth 2, and this is going to be Earth 2 Deathstroke, if it's going to be the proper Earth 1 Deathstroke, or if Oliver's going to be tripping balls and manifests Deathstroke in his mind. So given that it's the 100th episode, I tend to be more optimistic about things like this, especially at this point based on what we've seen. They're not going to jerk us around. They're going to give us all the things that we've been asking for, with albeit a couple comic booky twists. So I think that this will be a physical version of Deathstroke. It's not going to be like some hallucination. And as for where he appears, how he appears, we'll just have to wait for more teasers to connect the dots from behind the scenes. And when we get closer to the actual episode dropping in December, they'll start talking about it like, oh, here's the synopsis. So then we'll learn, are they going back in time? Are they going to the future? Are they going to Earth 2? There are a couple different ways that you could explain all the teasers that we've seen. The Robert Queen one is the biggest one. Like, is this going to be season 1 Robert Queen? Is Oliver going to go back and see his dad from before he blew his brains out? Or are we going to see the Green Arrow Robert Queen from Earth 2? Which I feel like would be the much better option. So let me know in the comments, what do you think is going on with Deathstroke in the 100th episode? Is he going to be chasing Oliver down? Is Oliver going to be pursuing Deathstroke? Or here's like the fan fiction option. So Stephen Amell recently, goes to lots of conventions. People ask him, what's your favorite Team Arrow? Like, what would you want to do on Team Arrow if you could? He's like, I would love to have a Deathstroke Huntress Team Arrow, but because those actors are always so busy, it's just really hard to nail them down. Like Jessica DeGao is busy on another series right now, so is Manu Bennett, so they're not available to shoot an entire season. So fanfiction, wouldn't it be crazy if Earth 2 Team Arrow was Deathstroke, Huntress, and Black Canary, or Black Siren, because she's Black Siren on that Earth? That would be the most nuts thing ever. Like if Robert Queen just rolled up to Oliver and he had like the full Van Dyke, like the Oliver Queen beard from the comics, just like the most ridiculous comic booky Green Arrow you've ever seen. But even if they don't do Earth 2 Robert Queen, I'll be a little disappointed. I think what they're going for when they did that on The Flash was the Thomas Wayne twist during Flashpoint. Like, you have Bruce Wayne, Batman in main continuity. Flashpoint happens, he's the one that ends up dying in Crime Alley, leaving his father Thomas Wayne to take the mantle of the Bat. So on the Flash Season 2, we saw like the news broadcast of Robert Queen. He's the one that survived the island. Oliver's the one believed to be dead. So Robert Queen took up the mantle. Maybe he's super dark and stabby like Thomas Wayne during Flashpoint, but remains to be seen. I'm really hoping that we get to see Earth 2. And there was some dialogue that Stephen Amell teased from the episode where Oliver's talking to Thea and says, "Thea, we can't stay here." So either they're somewhere in time that they don't belong, like they're in the past, or they're on Earth 2. But I know everyone's still asking about Flashpoint changes on Arrow. They did say that Flashpoint would affect Arrow a little bit, but it would be a really minor thing. And because the Flashpoint arc on The Flash Season 3 is being wrapped up really quickly, I think whatever it is that Flashpoint changes on Arrow, we'll learn about in that time span too. So first couple of episodes. And based on the way they've talked about the characters, I'm not expecting Flashpoint to affect the Prometheus arc. But new round of the DC giveaway, all you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this video. So what's going to happen next is there's new Doctor Strange footage. It does a pretty good job of showing you what the magical battles look like. So I'll do a video for that tomorrow morning. Also new Ghost Rider Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'll explain the big Captain America Director of S.H.I.E.L.D. twist. Because there's a really fun twist with Jason O'Mara's character. So be sure to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. sometime between now and tomorrow. And if you can't believe it, Flash and Arrow are coming back next week. The week after that is when Supergirl and Legends of Tomorrow are premiering. So I'll just remind everyone when I post more DC videos when everything is coming back. While you guys wait for that to post, you can click here for that original Arrow 100th episode teaser, and you can click here to watch the Supergirl Superman footage again. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody, let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.